Do you know what your problem is? It's that you're a good girl. Sometimes that's okay, depending on the setting, but not in life. So let's talk about it. Welcome to the Mostly All Figured Out podcast, where we get real about the messy, unfiltered process of becoming the person you actually want to be in your career, your family, your friendships, and your love life. And because accountability is everything for me and my ADHD brain, I'm going to take on a new healthy habit every month, and I'm going to bring you along for the ride. So we're going to be doing things like waking up early every day, tracking our spending, working out consistently, posting consistently on our business social media accounts, and together we'll see in real time whether this stuff actually makes a difference and is worth giving a try. I am truly so grateful that you are here, and I'm so excited for what's next for us. So let's get into the episode and become the best versions of ourselves together. So here's the thing. Here's what we're going to talk about today. Today we're going to talk about people pleasing. We're going to talk about burnout. You know, we all do it. We're going to talk about how things don't have to be perfect. It's my favorite thing to say. You know why I love saying it? Because I'm managing everyone's expectations all the time. Do you know what you can expect from me? Absolutely nothing to be perfect. Probably not on time. I'm working on it. Okay? Here we are. I'm telling you, Thursdays, every Thursday, you're going to get a podcast from me. I'm not telling you what time. Notice that. I'm not telling you what time. But I am going to get it to you on Thursdays. So far, this is the first habit that we're trying to tackle this month. Cheers, by the way. The first habit that we're trying to tackle is just posting this podcast every week. I get in my head about so much. I'm like, there's no time. There's so much going on. True. There's a lot going on right now. I went from having like a pretty easy breezy schedule to all of a sudden not all of a sudden. I have known about this one event since forever. One of my clients has an event. The client is Push Buffalo. Look them up. They're doing great work here in Buffalo, New York. And they have an annual breakfast. I've worked on it since 2018. That's coming up in a couple weeks. I've got a new one that was fully unexpected. A incredible professor from the University of Buffalo is hosting a beautiful dinner and asked me to plan it for her. Yes, I would love to. At the Botanical Gardens, no less. A venue that I haven't gotten to work in yet. I always get very excited when I get a client who wants to do an event in a space I haven't worked in yet. Like, I just feel like I'm collecting venues now because then they become my friends. Do you know who I love? I love Cindy at the Admiral Room. If anyone wants to host an event at the Admiral Room, do it. You should do it. They're so wonderful. Cindy is wonderful. Her team is wonderful. And I love to work with her. So you should also hire me to do your event for you. But today, anyway, there's a lot going on. And so I get in my head because I'm like, the clients need me. The children need me. My children, not other people. My children need me. I need me. I need to take care of myself. My house is a mess. It's getting darker in here. I had 5 back-to-back meetings today. 4 virtually, 1 in person. This is becoming, do you know what this sounds like right now? This sounds like my multiple time a day voice notes to my best friend Maria. Shout out Maria. We love you so much. Thank you for letting me do that. That is something that I picked up from my mother. Also, shout out to my mother. I love you so much. she used to call and just would just, you do like be like, "Hey mom, did you see the sunset last night?" And she'd be like, "Yeah." So, okay. I need to go pick up Tyler and then I have to go over to Wegmans to get stuff for dinner. And then I'm like, "Wait, mom, why are you telling me your schedule?" But now I do it. And my sister Elizabeth does it. So I'm going to stop myself from doing that here for you now because that would spoil it for Maria when I send her another voice note after this podcast. But, I get in my head. I'm like, oh, I said I wasn't going to be on video, so I can just do voice. But then I'm like, yeah, but sometimes I feel like my expressions make it more fun, And then I'm like, but look at you right now. Right now, in case you're listening on Spotify, just stick with that, okay? Because you're really not missing much. Sometimes I go through phases where I'm like, I gotta look legit, look good, feel good, dress for the job that you want and all of that. And then other times I'm like, I don't want anyone to see me. I don't want to be seen. I'm going to be like this. And so right now I have what my precious boyfriend calls serial killer glasses. Actually, he doesn't call them that. What does he call them? Something worse that I'm not going to say. But they're always, I have to warn him before I put them on because otherwise it's like a jump scare, which is really unfortunate. I thought these were trendy and cool. He's not very trendy though, so I don't think he knows what he's talking about. So tell me if you like these. Do I look cool? I'm trying to be like my Gen Z siblings, I don't know. Whatever. You get the point. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about us. It's about who we're becoming. So something interesting that I think about all the time is how ingrained it is in us. Certainly, I should only speak for myself here, but how ingrained it is in me to do things or be a certain way. It's so ingrained that I don't realize half the time when I'm doing it. Like, here's an example. Here's a very small example. The other day, it was my birthday last weekend, and Sunday, I had the whole day. I had nothing planned. I had nothing on the calendar other than just spending time with my boyfriend. Sorry, it's so weird for me to say that. I sound like I'm in high school. But it feels weird to say partner too. I don't know what to do. We just had the whole day and I had all these ideas in my head of all the things that we needed to do because it was neither of us usually have Sundays. Take a drink. Because we're usually with our kids. And so I had all these ideas and I was like listing off all the things I wanted to do. And one of the things, like it was just a number of things. And one of the things was I wanted to make chili so we could have nice homemade chili to watch the Bills game with. And also like food prep. I thought it'd be good to have that for the week. So my boys love chili. But that would mean I'd have to go to Wegmans. And I had all these other things that I wanted to do, right? And we were also just like we were just sitting. I have a really beautiful back deck in my backyard, a fenced in yard. It's like it's not perfect, but it's a nice little urban oasis. And the squirrels were just like squirreling, They were running around having a good time. I was under the influence of some kind of, can I say it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's legal, So I was chill, okay? But not quite chill enough because I started to get worried about the chili. And he looked at me and was like, don't make the chili. Just don't make it. You could just not make the chili. And I was like, but you were really excited about the chili this morning when I told you that I was going to make chili. He was like, yeah, but we can make chili another time. I was like, but the point that I'm trying to get to here is I have found that I put these expectations on myself. I try really hard to manage other people's expectations of me. I try to be honest. I'm pretty transparent. That's clear, I'm sure. But I am not so good at being transparent and managing my own expectations for myself. So every day I have the same problem. Every day I have the same problem, not about chili, but just in general. I create these to-do lists for myself. And everything feels absolutely urgent and fully necessary. And guess what happens? I never actually complete all the things on my to-do list. It's never happened. Not once. Normally, I'm lucky if I hit 3 of the 7 things that I've written down. 7 to 10 things. 7 to 15 things. I'm not even joking. I wish I was. So I never hit those things. And they always all feel so urgent. And I do this every day. Every day. And I don't know how to get out of it. So when I figure it out, I'll tell you. I'm going to tell you because I'm going to be super psyched about it because it drives me insane. But I think here's one of the problems for me. One of the problems for me is definitely not just expectations that I have for myself, but clearly the expectations I feel other people have for me. I am a huge people pleaser. It is a real problem of mine. I'm the oldest of 9 children. And so I was born this way. In the words of Lady Gaga, I just was. I want everyone to be happy and I want everyone to like me. Do you like me? Do you like the Instagram page at Mostly All Figured Out? Because if you like me, then you sure should like that page. So, just saying. All right, y'all, I have huge news. We officially have another sponsor of the podcast. And honestly, it could not be more on brand or more personal. I am talking about Mercury Salon and the one and only Felicia Cardinelli, aka my fairy or hairy godmother. You see what I did there? Did you see that? Did you see it? Felicia has been doing my hair for nearly a decade. She opened Mercury Salon in 2014, and I have been in that chair for many a personal crisis. But a lot of celebrations too, and literally everything in between. But the thing is, Felicia is not just a hairstylist. She is a hype woman, a therapist, a low-key nutritionist, a matchmaker, a business mentor, and she will call you out when you need to hear it. God knows I need to. When you walk into Mercury Salon, right in the heart of Allentown at 43 Allen Street in Buffalo, you're immediately wrapped in this energy of like relief. Like I can breathe now. I'm safe here. Mama Felicia's gonna take care of me. You're offered a coffee. Maybe you put some Irish cream in there or a glass of wine, perhaps just some water because we gotta stay hydrated, you know? And then you just settle in for what I like to call glam with a side of emotional reckoning. I'll be honest, I've never called it that, but that's what ChatGPT summed it up as. And it's not wrong. Seriously though, by the time you leave, you have a fresh look, a list of vitamins to buy, 3 new life goals, and a casual realization that maybe you do have mommy issues. It's a full spectrum experience. And it's all on a one-to-one basis with Felicia herself, who's been doing this for 30 years and is an American board certified hair colorist. She is legit. Her books are very busy because she is that good, but trust me, it is worth any amount of wait that you have to survive. So don't sleep on this. Call Felicia at 716-883-8800 to get yourself an appointment and get into the chair of the GOAT herself, Felicia Cardinelli. Mercury Salon, your favorite place to escape to and possibly cry a little, but in the best way. It's good for you. want to read a little bit from this book. So this book is called A Woman's Guide to Power, Unbound by Kasia Urbaniak. And this book was actually suggested to me. I heard this woman on a podcast and I was like, oh, I should read that book. And then past guest on the podcast, Ellie Banky, go listen to her episode. She's freaking amazing. Listen to her song, Tell Me Emily. Listen to her song, Woman. Listen to her song. What's the recent one that came out? She just released a song. Sorry, Ellie. I'm a failure. I'm not remembering it right now. But go look up Ellie Banky on Spotify. She's incredible. And on Instagram and on TikTok. But she suggested I read this. She said she read this and it changed her life. And I read a lot of it. I got to get back into it. There's too many books. But this part especially like really rocked me. So in this book, the whole thing. So this woman, background, she was or is. I should have looked at this before I started doing it. She was a dominatrix, but then she also was like working with nuns or something. Hang on. Hang on. I'm going to tell you, and I don't have time to edit this out. Hang on. It's got to be in here, right? It's got to be in here in the intro. My name is Kasia Urbaniak, and I spent 17 years studying to become a Taoist nun while working as one of the most successful dominatrix in the world. So this whole book is about like, it's really about power, but not in like a force kind of way, an influence and dominant versus submissive and how both of those are good things. Neither is better or worse than the other if used properly. So in the beginning, she talks about this good girl concept, right? And I just want to read some of this because at first it was so interesting. It was like she could see my thought process when she was reading this. See if this resonates with you. Good girl conditioning pops up in myriad sneaky ways, and you're rushed to smooth the tension at every family gathering. The unnecessary disclaimers you offer before delivering a well-rehearsed presentation. The way you apologize to your intern, even though the feedback you gave him was clear, necessary, and in no way unkind. It's why one of my students didn't scream during her, sorry, I'm not going to say what it is. I didn't want to embarrass him. And why another one stood aside and let her boss disinvite her to the meeting where he planned to launch the concept she'd spent 3 months developing. Maybe you're nodding your head, cataloging all the good girl behaviors you engage in. And maybe you're thinking, hey, fuck that. I'm no good girl. And that's what I felt when I first read this. Like, even though now some of this is like definitely resonating with me, if I'm honest, I was like, I'm not a good girl. That is not me. And then she continued, yeah, I'm not either, except for the way I clean up before my housekeeper comes, or the way I said I didn't care where a meeting was held, even though I strongly preferred that we do it downtown, or the way I found myself absent-mindedly apologizing when a guy bumped into me on the street. A little bit further down, this is what really got me. And we haven't even gotten to the good girl's newest and most insidious iteration, the independent woman, or good girl 2.0. The independent woman brings home the bacon and fries it up in a pan. She doesn't ask for help, and she doesn't need it. She's got this. And if she doesn't, she's a wizard at MacGyvering what she needs from nothing. Oh, no. And that's actually what I wrote, oh, dear. I read that and I just thought, oh, no. I'm going to continue. Of course, it's a trap. Whereas the good girl is supposed to behave and not want anything, the independent woman can have whatever she wants as long as she can get it herself. She doesn't burden anyone. She doesn't ask for help or favors. She is endlessly resourceful and competent, which usually means that she ends up helming the ship. No wonder she's utterly exhausted. The independent woman might feel more powerful than an old school good girl, but she's running on empty and she's resentful as hell. And when she's doing it all so she can have it all, Is she really as masterful as she would be if she could ask for the resources and support she needs? Oh no. Let that one sink in. Yeah, that rocked me because I was like, oh no. Yeah, she's literally writing about me right now. So I want to leave you with that. Think about that for yourself. Where are you good girling or good boy? Or I don't know. Sorry. It's not for the boys. This is for the girls and the gays and the days. Where do you see this happening for yourself? Actually, there's probably some ways it could resonate with men, but in a different kind of way, I suppose. But I can only speak from my perspective. And so, yeah, the not asking for help, the creating outrageous expectations for myself, for what I can produce, what I can do, what I can tackle, the saying yes to things that I absolutely know I should say no to, the telling clients, friends, family, oh yeah, I will be there at this time. I will have this thing done at this time. I absolutely will. And having every intention and like truly with all of my heart, believing that I can make that happen, but absolutely not being able to make that happen. I got to say no. You have to say no. So this week, what are my goals? My goals for me that I'm going to put onto you if you should choose to accept. Sorry, we're getting to the bottom of this glass of wine and I haven't really eaten today. Is say no. But not necessarily to other people. Say no to yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and say, no, bitch. I love you, and that's why. Does that make sense? But really, like say no to the chili. I'm not making chili. Chili takes 2 hours. It's so many ingredients, a lot of chopping. Is it worth it? Most of the time, yeah. But there's so many other things you could do with that 2 hours. And maybe you don't even actually have that 2 hours to begin with. What expectations are you putting on yourself that you can just throw away? Put them down. Just pick one. It's so hard, right? Maybe 3. Pick 3. Pick 3 things a day. Let's do that. This week, let's pick 3 things a day. 3 things that must happen every day. That's it. If you do other things, that's a bonus. I know it feels like it's all urgent, but is it? Was that chili really necessary? No. You know? Do you have to get the laundry done right now? No. Do you have to make your children food? Yes. You can't say no to some things, but some things you can say no to. So figure out, there's probably all sorts of ways to figure that out. You could make like a priority, one of those grids, urgent, the ones, urgent, necessary, not urgent, but necessary. The grids. All right. Prioritize. Pick 3. Just pick 3 and say no to everything else. That's it. That's my advice for today from your girl who doesn't know what she's talking about. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We are 2 for 2 on podcast episodes this week. So far it's working. It's working. Also, if you have thoughts on what you want my next habit to be, I should say, for next month, let me know. Whoa. Sorry, there goes a little picture of my child. I was thinking of doing sleep, waking up early in the morning, because that apparently is like the root of all good things. But that I've been trying to do my whole life unsuccessfully. So I was like, I don't know if you want to go that hard, right away. So I was thinking that. I was thinking maybe it could be consistent posting on business social media to see if that gets me any You know, maybe picking a thing, like I'm trying to launch a newsletter. So maybe posting regularly on my business social media account to grow that email list and seeing if that makes a difference. Because like then the results would show. Because the thing here, remember, the whole reason for the habit thing is we want to see if the shit actually works. Like if it actually makes a difference. So if I do the posting regularly on social media to get more, with the goal of getting more newsletter subscribers, we'll know at the end of the month whether that worked or not. You know? Working out. That's apparently really good. Visualizing. I've really been trying to visualize more often. Like if I visualize myself having more e-newsletter subscribers, would that be better than social media? That would actually be interesting if we did that back to back, right? I don't know. If you have thoughts on something you'd like to see me try consistently, a new habit to go for, could be literally anything, send me a DM at Mostly All Figured Out. Maybe do you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to pick 3. I'm going to pick my top 3. So send your suggestions in, and halfway through this month, I will put a poll out in the stories and look for votes. And whatever gets the top votes, that's what we're going to do. Look forward to it. And follow us on Instagram at Mostly All Figured Out. You can follow my business Instagram account at Inspired Events Collective. I should check that that's actually what it's called. Let's do that. You could follow my personal account, I suppose. It's private. I don't know. You know, I don't know what the right thing to do is. I think I'm freezing here. Yep, at Inspired Events Collective. So follow both of those. Would love that. Subscribe to the podcast. Share this if it felt good to you. And I'll see you in a week. Thanks, everybody.